ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and Mike. I'm here to talk to you today about the term content. The amount of this content that's contained within Warlords of Draenor, because so many people are quitting saying, oh, well, there's nothing to do, we're so bored. And people are saying, well, there's content for you to do, go out and do it. And people are saying, well, I don't see the content, where's the content? Mr. Pandaria gave us dailies. We had such great dailies, right? They were amazing in Mist Pandaria. Everybody loved them. Nobody hated them. They were amazing. Wait, that doesn't seem right. I mean, we're talking about Mist Pandaria and dailies and saying they're good. That doesn't sound right. 1 second. Okay, that's better. Everything's less tinted rose color. Yeah, that's right. I went there. Rose tinted goggles in the whole Mist Pandaria dailies. Because let's all be honest here, okay? Nobody liked Mist Pandaria's dailies. It wasn't a fun mini game. It wasn't something that was like creative. It wasn't anything like that. Especially the creative part. And I love when people go here, but we're about to touch on that. Short little story here. I went to the forums and I made a post about, comparing the amount of content. Overall, Warlords of Draenor does have more content. One person said that I was stupid for trying to compare the amount of content in Warlords of Draenor launch to the amount of content in Mist Pandaria launch, and I should have compared the transitions. Well, my good sir, when I'm comparing the amount of content at the beginning of each expansion, I do compare the amount of content at the beginning of one expansion and then the next expansion. I don't compare the transitions because that's not what the post is about. I said I don't know how many times amount of content, and that guy still replied like that. And then one person said, oh, well, Miss Pandaria has flying, so that's 1,000 times better than Warlords of Draenor. Why are you still here? If this whole stupid flying thing is still a debate, why are you here? Because obviously you're like, oh, well, I think we need flying. I think we need flying. Then leave. Vote with your fucking wallet. But don't go on the forums saying, oh, this game sucks. I can't fly. It's max level. Because in reality, you don't need to fly. There are so many flight points everywhere. And now you can choose to cancel your fucking flight point. They are doing everything they can to make people not miss flying. And you know what? I don't miss flying. Because this is what I do. If I raid Highmall, which I barely ever do really, because I have no reason to pug. If I want to raid Highmall, well, you know what I'll do? I'll take the flight point closest to it. Then I'll use Aviana's Feather. And I will fly directly into that portal. After circling a couple times. Because Aviana's Feather is a fucking... It's like a miracle. Okay? Back on topic. Let's get to the dailies, right? The dailies of Mist of Pandaria. The dailies that everybody enjoys. I wish I could say that's true. I don't remember a single daily that I enjoy. I remember doing those dailies. I remember the content of the dailies. I don't remember enjoying it. Oh, well, people only hated it because the Raiders thought they needed the gear that was gated behind it. Well, sir, if you actually look at the rewards for the reputations, you will see that gear, yes, it was gated behind it, but you didn't need anything really outstanding for that gear. And that gear was crap, by the way. It ties in with the whole stupid profession complaints that are going around right now. But the gear was crap behind the reps, and then by the time that you could get the gear, you wouldn't even need it because you'd already be doing normal, which would give you better gear that looked like shit, by the way. MSV, terrible fucking gear, okay? Anything is better. Even freaking Molten Core gear is better. Tier 2 Pally, better than everything. But the dailies, I remember quitting just because I hated them and then coming back after 2 weeks and just dreading the fact that I missed out on dailies. It's not because, oh, well, I need gear. Because I was LFR, okay? I knew I was LFR. I knew I didn't need the gear. But there was other stuff hidden behind it. there were patterns, there were enchants, there were leg enchants, there was stuff other than gear that was gated behind these dailies. Okay, if let's say you're an enchanter and you start at the beginning of Mist Pandaria and you hear about this amazing, weapon enchant called Dancing Steel. Dancing Steel, 1,000 boost to your main stat. That's pretty strong, man. Where do I get it? Well, you get it from the August Celestials for being revered. Okay? Uh-huh. And the August Celestials also give you the best bracer enchants for, if you're not a leather worker. It's like, okay, I see this. I see this. I want it. I want to go for it. How do I get August Celestial rep? Because I need revered. Well, you see, first what you have to do is go to the Golden Lotus. Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm a leather worker. I need the leg enchant. Where do I go for that? Shadow Pan. Okay, how do I unlock those dailies? Golden Lotus. Okay, so I have to do Golden Lotus dailies to get the Shadow Pan and the August Celestial dailies, right? Yes. Yes, we did. We did have to do that. You know what? It's hard to remember that because they fixed this problem so quickly. I think it was Zandalari Warbringers actually fixed this really easily. The Zandalari Warbringers were responsible for completely getting rid of any need to do any kind of rep grind because they would drop those tokens out of the bag and all that shit. And then, okay, we'll get back on topic. Before they fixed it, hey, what do we need? What do we need? Be able to get to August Celestial and everything. Do we need Honored with Golden Lotus? No, you don't need Honored. Do we need Friendly? No. You need Revered. That's right, you need Revered. A total of 21,000 reputation. Okay? 21,000 reputation you need with the Golden Lotus. Okay, well, I'm seeing all these dailies listed for the Golden Lotus, so that should be easy, right? No, what you do is you take that giant list of dailies, you cut it in half. Because out of all of the, you can go here and then you can go there and everything, well, it's a crapshoot. You either get sent to point A for the quest or point B for the quest. And then it keeps going like that. It's like, you go to point A here, and then you go to point B1 because you didn't go to point B. Instead of going to A1, you just go to A. So it's like, I go here, then I go there. It's like a freaking branching system. And then the best fucking part, you unlock each hub. Okay, so you know what? You're stuck at hub 1 until you get so much rep, and then you unlock the possibility of getting the second hub. The random second hub, be it the freaking pond or the town. Okay? But let's not dwell on the fact that you need to get so much rep to be able to unlock the different hubs and the other reputations. Okay, let's go to the other dailies that we had at launch, the other dailies that we could do from day one. The Claxy. Okay, what would you do with the Claxy? Well, what you would do is you would free a member of the Claxy, and then you would go back to, Claxavis or Shravis, whatever the hell they call that place. Then what you would do from there is you would do the dailies until you get enough rep to be able to find another Claxy, and then do the quests to get them to the daily hub so you could do their dailies. Okay? Well, what about this Cloud Serpent? I mean, it's really cool. You get Cloud Serpents for doing the rep, right? Yeah, you do. You go, grab an egg, choose technically what color mount you're going to get, right? Okay, so it's kind of like the Nether Wings. At the end, you choose your mount. Okay, you choose your mount in the beginning instead of the end with the Nether Wings, right? Well, that's about as far as it goes. Then you hatch it. And you raise it, and it's like, oh man, I get to raise my dragon. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like How to Train Your Dragon and everything. I'm gonna name him Toothless, right? I'm gonna name him Toothless. It's gonna be my blue Cloud Serpent. We're gonna have fun. No, your fun is gonna be limited to a fishing daily, a cooking daily, an archaeology daily, and a first aid daily. Then after it hatches, you get the daily to feed him, the daily to make him poop, and the daily to, feed him more and then you go and you kill something, and you get a daily from this one dude. It's like, oh, well, you have to fight me. And then another dude says, oh, well, you have to fight me too. And then it says, oh, well, go over here. Okay, go off to this little windward isle. What you will do, you will collect eggs. So you collect an item. You kill so many Sarok. So you kill Sarok. So you kill things. So you collect and you kill. And then you go and you kill off this big bad guy. Okay, so collect, kill minion, kill boss. And then, well, so how do you get more rep? Well, you get more rep by doing the eggs, which you find them on Windward Isle. And there are sometimes, like people can mark it. You can get Tom and all that. You can get helpful notes, handy notes, all that shit. They'll mark where the eggs spawn, right? Well, in the beginning, actually, until about 6 months into the expansion, actually even past 6 months, since Windward Isle was fucking cross realm, okay, they would be camped. You would be lucky to get those eggs. You would either have to go really late at night, or you would be so lucky that it would be the one day that you don't run into much competition and you just happen to pick up an egg every spawn point. But no, that would never happen. No, what would happen is you would pick up an egg, go to like next 10 spawn points, and then pick up another egg. Eggs after that. Best case scenario, you get 4 to 5. How much are these worth? Now, if I remember right, the regular eggs were worth a total of 250, but there are also the pristine eggs, which are worth 500. Now, you double that after you get revered, okay? After you get revered, because you can't fly your dragon until you get exalted. And what's this? The entire storyline hidden behind the Cloud Serpent dailies was raising your dragon. Oh, you raised your dragon, now you can take it for a race. You can race the dragons. Yay! Everybody loves racing the dragons. No, we didn't actually. There was a really quick video that showed you the quickest way to cheat at the race. So everyone did it so they could get first place, the most rep, and I believe a nice amount of justice. So we'll go to the Golden Lotus. Okay. Let's say you unlock the August Celestials. 4 different places that you can go to for the August Celestials, right? But you can't visit all 4 of them at once. No. You have to go and pick up the daily at the shrine that will tell you where to go. Like, let's say we went to the Temple of the Jade Serpent. Well, you'd kill these guys to get the markings. You'd use the markings on the monks. You'd collect the arrows. Then you'd hop on a war dragon and close shit. Okay, one thing I can say, I can't say that Miss Pandaria's dailies were all terrible. Okay, the ones I liked were the gimmicks. The ones I liked were, the Claxy one where you hop on the giant bug and you just squash everything, and the August Celestial ones where you would, go around, and I hated the duels with the August Celestials at the Temple of the Crane. I hated that, but I really did like the War Dragon, where you'd go around and you shoot shit. That was a good one. So there were a couple. My dog is just a weirdo. And then there was that dog is so scared that someone will come up here. And then there is I lost my train of thought. I know there was another one I liked, the shark on the anglers. It was like, oh, don't even get me started on the anglers. Because everyone says that all of these quests were creative. They weren't. They all consisted of 4, at most, 4 different ways to do something. Either A, you would hop in a vehicle, dragon, bug, whatever, kill things until it's enough, then you'd fly back. B, you'd kill so many of something. C, you'd then collect an item. And then the last one, you would kill a big boss. And, sometimes they'd mix that up. Instead of just beating 10 combatants or slaying 10 Sarok or anything, you'd have to kill a thing and hope that it would drop something. The best one of this was the fatty goat steak for the tillers. Yeah, wasn't that fun? I can say that the anglers at least had a water strider mount for Exalted, and it helped you raise your fishing. That was always fun, right? Now let's say you get Golden Lotus to Revered, and the story goes along with it. Okay, I got Golden Lotus to Revered. Now what? Do I start off Revered with everything else? No, you start off neutral. Except for the Shadow Pan, which, if you decided to go north for the leveling, which, some people didn't do, you would already have Repwit. You would already be able to start it. But no. If you chose the Shadow Pan without going to Kunlai Summit, you'd have to go back and do those quests to unlock the dailies. Okay, everyone forgets about that. And then, the Krasarang Wild PvP quests, those were in a patch, so those weren't at the beginning. So you got like 24, 25 of these dailies consisting of basic 4 groups. Kill big bad boss, kill mobs, sometimes have to collect an item, interact with item, and then collect so many of the interactable item. Okay, so 4 groups, that's it. Four at most. 4 kinds of dailies. Now let's look at what we have with Warlords of Draenor. And for that, let me introduce my happier twin. Brother, do you want to take it away? Thank you, brother. Thank you quite very much. Now, let's get on to Warlords of Draenor content. And people say we only have 1 daily. Incorrect. The problem is when people look at Warlords of Draenor and look at Mists of Pandaria, they compare. It's like, well, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. I'll just sit in my garrison. Well, if you sit in your garrison, you gimp yourself. And your garrison is actually the main source of the dailies. And this is what I mean by the dailies. Now, the profession buildings will give you dailies. The alchemy will give you 1 for random flask. Jewel crafting will give you 1 for gold. It gives you hundreds of gold. Okay, that makes up for that. Well, Mists of Pandaria was a good source of gold. No, it wasn't. Mists of Pandaria dailies were terrible for gold, but you'd get so much gold from it because of the rep grind that you'd constantly do. So, next, where are these dailies other than the profession ones? Okay, well, there's the fishing one. Okay, so that's 3. That's 3. Fishing one is go and fish. One of them is make an item. Another one is make an item. I think it's make an item or go do something. Either way, it rewards you with the almighty random flask. I don't know what this daily is because I don't got it. Next is the Apex daily. Everyone knows about this daily. It's fine. If you're a player who likes a little more challenging PvE content, you have the challenge mode daily. It's essentially a group daily, right? Essentially a group daily. Then, what other dailies? That's not enough. There's the barn. The barn will give you a daily. The barn will give you enough dailies to get 4 mounts. You don't like that? What about the titles that come from doing these dailies with certain little items? Do you like that? Do you like getting titles? Because I seem to remember you having to go through a lot of trouble to get titles, associated with Mists of Pandaria's dailies. I think what people mistake for amount of content is the fact that in Mists of Pandaria it told you where this content was, where in Warlords of Draenor you have to look it up. Oh, well, no, I don't think that's enough content. Okay, well, you know what? You make the storehouse level 2, you get another rep that you can grind, plus, you get the ability to make an auctioneer. Oh, well, the rep grinds are so much better in Mists of Pandaria because they were affected with dailies. Well, you know what? All I have to say to that is yes, the rep grind is absolutely terrible when it comes to Warlords of Draenor. I hate the rep grind. Guys, I hate the rep grind. As someone who had to go through the original freaking Black Prince rep grind, I hate this one. I hate this one. I grinded too exalted on my pally by farming the same mobs in the same spot on the Isle of Thunder. I hate rep grinds. I despise them. But you know what they have in WoD that's better than Mist of Pandaria? They have unlimited rep grind, which means if you want to go from neutral to exalted with a faction in, say, like a day or a week, you can do it. If you want to do all the Steam Weedle preservation rares, which I actually do like the Steam Weedle's little way of gaining reputation instead of being like, oh, you know, you just kill these things, you get Steam Weedle rep. No, you go, you collect these items, you turn in so many. No, I like that. I like that. I like the ability to be able to do that. You know, I hate the other ones where it's just kill this, kill this, kill this. And then there's the garrison campaigns. They're pretty much dailies, right? I mean, they're weekly daily, but they're still there. And then, you know, while you're doing it, you get an extra Apex daily. And then for the garrison invasions, that might as well be considered a daily because if you do the pit group, you automatically proc a freaking invasion. So that's where your content is, but you have to go get it. You have to build the storehouse. You have to build the barn. You want a PvP daily? Ashran is there for you. If you don't like PvP, Ashran is still fun, but you have to be willing to do the content. You have to be willing to look it up because it's not going to just point you in the right direction. Because Warlords of Draenor isn't holding your hand like Mist of Pandaria did. And honestly, I don't think Miss Pandaria should have held your hand. You shouldn't have needed Miss Pandaria to hold your hand or anything. It should have been, hey, you know what? This is here. Go do it. But you know what? No. People aren't like that. People want to be shown where to go, what to do, how to do it, stuff like that. And to be fair, you shouldn't have to. You should be willing to do your own stuff. Like right now, oh, what are you doing? I'm actually kind of bored, but not because there's nothing to do. I'm just kind of lazy right now. It's like, oh, well, leveling alts isn't content. No, leveling alts isn't content, but the fact that you can choose how to level your alts is, technically. I mean, you can experience everything. Lore Master achievement, well, you might as well just rebuild the things. You choose how you quest, you choose everything, but you have to go look for it. You have to look for the dailies. And people don't like that. People want everything handed to them on a fucking platter. And that's what MoP ruined. MoP ruined people. MoP gave us so many bad players. And that's another topic. That's true. What MoP has done to the entire player base. The entire player base. I mean, it's affected everyone. It's affected everyone because you get the people that are used to tanking in MoP. Which is fucking terrible, by the way. Oh, pull. Oh, bad healer, we whack. No, actually, you didn't CC this MoP. And then people are like, oh, well, you don't need CC in heroic dungeons anymore. It's terrible. You know, I'm hoping that they don't go down the same road that they did with Mist of Pandaria. I really hope so. And you know what? We're getting new quests and new dailies in 6.1. That launches in February. Oh, well, it's 6.1. That's the new raid tier, right? No, 6.1 is never a raid. 6.1 is, in fact, filler content between the raid tiers. It's like, okay, well, 5.1, that wasn't raid content. I think that was unlocking, like, Heart of Fear or something. I don't know, it was like just random dailies. Point 2 is the new raid, so at 6.2, that's when we get tier 18. So, overall, Miss Pandaria dailies do trump the Warlords of Draenor dailies, which there is another category of Warlords of Draenor dailies, which are the dungeon dailies that you get in the inn. And then, you know, people say, oh, everything is in the garrison. Well, you know, optional content is optional. You can opt out of doing the content in the inn. You can build a level 1 inn and you get all the dailies. All level 2 does is allow you to recruit followers, which you apparently don't want to do. So there's that. So Miss Pandaria dailies did do story. It's really cool that the more you did the dailies, the more the story progressed. It sucked on every other part though. It sucked that the fact there were only 4 main content, like different kinds of content in the dailies. It sucked that there was always that freaking gimmicky daily that was easily the best one out of all of them. And it sucked that they were gated so heavily. Dude, you have to grind to Revered and Golden Lotus to be able to do all the other ones. That's not fun. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. That's not fun. So that's my take on the dailies. Warlords of Draenor has more content than MoP. I mean, they could just reskin everything. Hey, instead of 4 mounts, you get like these like 10 mounts, and they're all recolors, so really you get 40. We can do that. Or hey, instead of doing the pit and everything and giving you a choice, we can give you all of the dailies at once, but they expire in 5 hours after accepting the first one. You guys feel like playing the game now? Well, sometimes you need to take a break from the game. That's fine. Patch 6.1 is coming up in February. It's going to hold some quests at the Iron Docks, and that was originally going to be a quest zone. They decided to stop, and now it's going to be a quest zone again. So maybe something will happen there. All in all, thank you guys for your time, and that's my take on the freaking daily situation.